Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. That is powerful. We are literally creating our reality with our thoughts, our feelings, our imagination. Think of yourself as the author of a book. You're the one writing the story, creating it, experiencing the story of your life, and the subconscious mind is the reader. It's just absorbing the story, the information. It doesn't matter if it's nonfiction or fiction. All it does is create whatever you're feeding it, whatever story you're creating. And once you experience your imagination coming to life, you realize how powerful this is. You no longer focus on the things you don't want or only focus on what you can see. You realize the power of your imagination, how you're the author, you have the pen, you are creating your reality, and it can be whatever it is you want. Hey guys, I'm Dina and welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about how to utilize your imagination to visualize and create what it is you're really wanting. Because like I said earlier, your subconscious mind, it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what you're imagining. So take advantage of that. Start utilizing your imagination. And this can be hard for some people. Sometimes we're so fixated and focused on our 3D reality. We're fixated on our current situation. What's currently in your bank account versus what you imagine and want to be in there. Your current body versus your imagined perfect physique. You're fixated on what's in front of you instead of using your imagination. Remember, you're the author. You're the writer. You have the ability to create your reality using your imagination. So start using it. This is such a powerful tool to manifesting. You have to be able to visualize, imagine what it is you want, really feel it as if it's happening or already happened to you, and live in that. You have to believe more in your vision, this imagined reality, than your current situation, than what's actually in front of you. Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference if it's real or imagined. So start using your imagination. Because when you start living in that imagined reality, it becomes your reality. It becomes true. And when this happens to you for the first time, it is powerful. I remember the first time I created something in my mind using my imagination, and then it happened. After that, I didn't need any more proof. I stopped focusing on the things I didn't want because I knew the power of my imagination. It works. It's so amazing when you realize this. So if you're one of those people that's having trouble visualizing or holding on to your visualization, really understanding what that feels like. Understand what it feels like to live in your imagined reality versus your current 3D reality. Maybe you're too focused on what's in front of you that you can't even imagine what it's like to have the opposite. You're so focused on not feeling good about yourself, you can't even imagine what it's like to be super confident. Or you're so fixated on not having money that you don't even let yourself imagine the ability to have wealth, what unlimited wealth would feel like. I'm going to teach you today how to tap into your imagination, how to visualize, and how to start feeling what it is you want, your wish fulfilled. Okay, so how are you going to reprogram your subconscious mind? The first thing you have to remember is that your subconscious mind only knows what's dominant. Whatever dominant feeling you're having, whatever dominant thoughts you're having, that's what it believes to be true. So you have to change whatever you're feeling and thinking right now to whatever you want to be feeling and thinking. And that takes repeated effort. You have to make this a daily practice. You have to at least take 10 minutes out of your day to listen to those affirmations, to repeat them and feel them, or visualize 10 minutes before you go to bed. Really see what it is you want. Imagine and create that reality of your wish fulfilled and live in it right before you fall asleep. It's going to take these repeated daily actions to start becoming the more dominant new thought, feeling, belief that you have. You have to change what you're currently thinking and believing to be true. This isn't hard to do. You can do this. I'm not asking you to run 10 miles a day. I'm asking you to visualize. Start tapping into that feeling of what it is you want. Start seeing it. Start using your imagination. And when you repeat these new affirmations, visualizations, when you're doing the daily work, your subconscious mind will start to believe it and therefore start creating it. So I wanted to give you a real life example of when I used my imagination to create my reality. A while back, I was going through a lawsuit. I had been in this car accident. I was injured and I had all of these medical bills. And I don't mean just like 5 or 10 grand in medical bills. It was a lot of money, guys. And I was freaking out all the time. I was letting my current reality, my current situation, dictate what I was thinking, dictate the imagination I could have. Instead of imagining what I wanted to have happen, I was imagining what if it didn't work? What if I didn't get the money? How was I going to pay for things? I was using my imagination, but I was using my imagination to look at fear thoughts, to create a fear reality, and that consumed me. So one day I hit a breaking point. I realized to myself, this is not living. I'm living in fear 24/7. There's got to be another way. So I started to imagine, what if everything went my way? What would that look like? So I started to create and write that story. Well, there would be no lawsuit. My lawyer would call me and tell me I won the settlement. It was over. I got the exact amount of money I needed to pay off all these medical bills, to help me take care of my body. It would be over. I would be free of this. I really just wanted to be free of it. I didn't want to deal with it. If you've ever been through a lawsuit, it's a lot. There's all these papers you have to fill out, depositions, tons of emails and calls all the time, people digging into your life. It's a very uncomfortable experience, very paranoid experience. And I hated it and I just wanted out of it. So I imagined it being over. So I created this imagined story in my mind, every detail of it, what my lawyer was going to call, what he was going to say, how I would react. I saw myself jumping up and down, hugging my boyfriend, calling my family, talking to them on the phone, telling them it was over, feeling free, feeling relieved. I went through the whole story, the new story, my imagined story of how it was going to go. And that is exactly what happened. I wrote the story, I created it, and then it happened. And I remember after that moment, I was like, wow, this works. It almost feels like deja vu. You're like, that is exactly what I imagined. It's like goosebumps right now. Like I literally imagined everything that happened. And that felt so powerful. I realized the power of my imagination that day, the day that it all happened. I realized that I could create whatever I wanted using my imagination. And that's why I want to share this with you guys. It's such a beautiful moment when you realize your own power, that this actually works. I'm not just saying this to get you excited or motivated. It works. I am proof of that. Remember my story. And that's how you visualize. Write your story, imagine it, and it will happen. And it only takes that one time of actually experiencing this, actually seeing it work, to realize that you're unstoppable, to start setting new goals, new achievements, new dream lives that you want for yourself, and going after them. Because you realize that power you have. If you can imagine it and make it your dominant feeling, then it can happen. And I want to add one thing also. I imagined the story that I told you about the lawsuit, winning it, over and over and over again. I did this daily. I repeated that story over and over again. I felt that feeling of relief, that feeling of freedom every day until it happened. And luckily for me, this happened very quickly. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But once I started visualizing and imagining winning that settlement, it happened very rapidly. And that's how your imagination can work. It can be that quick. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. I truly hope that it was helpful for you, that you got some great information, visualization techniques, and that you believe you can change your reality using your imagination. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video.